Hi everyone. I hope you're enjoying the full moon. And if you're watching this on recording, I hope you had a wonderful evening and into the day. The full moon is occurring in the tropical sign of Gemini, and things are, they're connected, okay? There's a lot of information, energy, messages coming through for all of us. The moon is in an aspect to Jupiter. You don't need to understand that, but what that means is that everything is opening up. We are spreading information, spreading energy to one another, whether we know it or not. There are things that are in the ether that are easier to pick up on. And because of this, you really want to just take your time, take some deep breaths, and really just tune in. A message that came to me, it's to try to stop thinking and just listen, because the Gemini communication may feel as if it's thinking, but really it's like a radio signal that we're picking up on. And that radio signal is trying to speak to us. And if we collude that with our own thinking and our own thoughts, we may miss some really important and pivotal information. In fact, the specific degree of the moon is late in the sign of Gemini, and also the sun late in the sign of Sagittarius, 27 and a half. So this, to me, indicates not only that the galactic center, which is around 27 and a half of Sagittarius in tropical zodiac, the galactic center is speaking to us. So there's information that's probably not that easy to understand, but it's about receiving. It's about just opening up and receiving. And this is why the mind, which I love the mind, okay? It's good to think. It's good to think about things, ponder. You have a very wise brain in there, but sometimes we just need to quiet it down and just see what comes to us. It may come in the form of visions. It may come in the form of memories, of feelings, of smells. But these messages, information, translations are leading us somewhere. They're guiding us. There's a map, and we need to pay attention to the software, the mapping information that's coming to us. Definitely easier said than done, and that's in fact why I'm here speaking, because this specific transit of this moon, and if you were born in the, let's see, the early 80s or late 70s, your Pluto placement will be in completing a grand trine in air with this specific transit. So from about 1979 until, say, even 84, there's a completion of a grand trine happening from some pretty strong energies. And so it can feel like there's just a lot going on, and there's a lot changing and shifting, and honestly, it's very exciting. To me, the Sagittarius Gemini axis of the zodiac is really big and exciting. There's a lot going on. There's something fun around every corner. And if we are able to keep our commitments loose and not be tied down too much, we can keep going with that. But what can happen very easily is we can get overwhelmed and get very tired. So while your body is being quasi-electrocuted by this energy, you may not be aware of how that's affecting you. And so these momentary check-ins, just from time to time, are very important. Now, the unveiling of information to all of us, whether it comes through doubting things or having someone, come to you with some sort of conspiratorial idea and then you get to knock it down, you're learning. Okay, and so the human race is going through a deep stage of learning how to actually decide what's true for them. And in the meantime, this is angelic guidance, regardless of how you look at it. There will be some people who say, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to look. I don't like this. I don't want to question stuff. And so there is this other option that says, oh, we got you taken care of here. Take this, do this, and you'll be fine. Now, in my estimation, that can only be done for so long, because at some point God is going to step in and say to you, you have to make your own decisions. You're an independent person. You're an individual. You're fucking fabulous. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Regardless of their intentions, decide for yourself. But right now, many people are not in that space, and that's okay. I love them. I love the parts of myself that are not ready for that. And one of the issues that arises socially, because while everything is of God and everything is divine, we're messy. So when we try to organize and these human emotions come in that make us jealous or make us insecure, which happens every single day, right? It happens. We then might get a little scared. We might even be fearful and concerned. And when we are jealous and we are insecure, and then we are scared and we're fearful, we group together. We look for people who support us. And if someone's going to come in and say, I got you, I can take care of you, and then all of the concerned individuals get behind that movement, it can become violent at the worst end, but it becomes very pushy. Okay. And at that point, you have the group of people who are questioning things on their own terms, that some of them are like, you know what, this is fine. I'm just gonna do what everybody's doing because they don't want to cause trouble. And that's also okay. But then you'll have some people who will say, no, I can't go there. And it'll be waves and waves and waves. More people going to the side of like, you know what, let's just make this better. I'm sorry. It's fine. But then there will, at the end, be some people who are willing to die for certain things, and, draw your line where you need to draw it. But understand that you are actually not fighting anything. This is not about evil, okay? This is about shadow. Shadow is not evil. Shadow is shadow. Shadow is in the dark. Shadow doesn't have light on it. It's a space where there is a lack of conscious awareness, and we all have it. Let's not pretend. You live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Your entire concept of self is made of glass. So don't throw stones, or do, and then watch out. You may get shattered. But no one is smarter than anybody else. Nobody knows what's good for you better than anybody else, but you get to make the decisions. And we don't want to see people abused. We don't want to see people fighting. These are common rules of universal living. Respect others. Respect their space. Respect their freedom. And like I said, when the group gets together that is most concerned, for their verifiably authentic reasons, they can violate those boundaries, because the ethical and moral standing that is common amongst individuals respecting each other goes out the window. And it happens almost unconsciously. People don't really know that that's happening. So again, don't attack, don't fight. Just hold your space, stand your ground. And if you feel like it's easier just to give in, even on the surface, just give in. We don't need to make other people's lives harder. We're going to leave here at some points. I'm about to be 40. I don't know how long I'll live. Maybe another 50 years, 80 years. I don't know. But I'll leave at some point. And that moment when I leave will be very similar to this moment that I'm living right now. We could leave at any time. And there will be things that I didn't finish. There will be things that I didn't get to. So what that tells me, how that informs me, is that I need to pick my battles. I need to decide where I want to fight, where I want to get all tooth and nail about it. And when I look at it that way, I don't really care about much. I mean, I care about things. That's a blasé, maybe Aquarian way to speak. But I don't care about arguments or disagreements or pushy agendas or governmental movements. I just don't care. When it comes to my door, I care. But if it's not on your doorstep, save your breath. You have these beautiful moments with your family, and even if you're alone physically, with your family of light, with your relationship with yourself, don't allow those moments to be lost investing in a battle that really is just love fighting with love. People are concerned. It's okay. I really went off on a strong tangent there. But we are finishing a year long that has been ruled by Saturn squaring Uranus. And again, you don't need to know what the hell that means. That's what I'm here for. There is a battle, and I don't want you to think like battle, like big scale. It's like a game, okay, between those movements that are attempting to lead us into the future and the ones that want to hold us in the past. Now, we can't go into the future without understanding what got us here. The same way you can't get to the top floor of your building without taking the elevator or the stairs. You need those. So the stairs are like fighting with the people as they try to go up it or try to go down it. It's like having an argument with every step. And this is causing us to rethink the way our entire society and world is structured. So it's all a good thing. And I probably could have done a better metaphor for that. But the future thinks some may think they're leading us to the future when actually they're holding us in the past. And some may think that things represent the old way of doing it, but actually it's the new way. My greatest example is holistic or natural medicine is considered alternative medicine. Now, this long-standing way of doing things is not archaic. We're not saying to get rid of, don't cut someone's arm off without anesthesia. But we are saying that perhaps food and the environment in which you're in can help you heal something. That's not silly. That's not stupid. That is basic human biology. It's not superstitious. And to think maybe that, and this is my example, it's been here for years, and this whole situation in the last 2 years has brought it up. But pills, you put a pill in your mouth and you think it's gonna heal you from something. I mean, it's a little bit of it's pretty superstitious, right? No matter what's in that pill. And the truth is, you can't just, if your house is on fire, you can't just eat broccoli and be like, oh, I'll be fine. You gotta get out of the house or put the fire out. And in the same way, even if you find a pill that, that cures depression, apparently, you still have to make efforts in your life to become a more positive thinking person. You have to exercise. You have to change your diet. You have to get sunshine. So these two things need to merge, but they were so at odds with each other in our world and this universe we're in. How beautiful is it? There's corporate entities with their allegiances with the government. And it's like, whoa, how did this all develop? And that part doesn't matter. And then there's, hello, Kim, love you. There are people who are then, living out in the woods and growing their own cannabis and psilocybin mushrooms and healing each other with prayer and energy healing and crystals. Those two things can actually work together. And that's ideally what comes out of the next 8 years or so. And in the meantime, if anyone that you know has questions about either side of things, if somebody says, I don't trust that woo-woo shit y'all are doing out in the wilderness in Southern Oregon, friends, if you're watching, hello. Or if someone says, I don't trust these scientific experiments that I think people are injecting into their body, you let them have those beliefs on both sides because it's the same coin, okay? It's two sides of the same coin. And this is why the troubling part is when the group gets together and says, you have to do this. It's troubling. And I will acknowledge that there are many individuals who have the spark and the initiative to say no and resist, but they are misled, okay? Because there's a lot of I guess I could use the word demonic people, presences that run through people that are they just want to start shit. They just want to start trouble. They want to confuse everything, cause problems. Send healing to all of those people who want to do that, because imagine the pain you'd have to feel to want to confuse a bunch of people on purpose. And it happens. We live in a multi-faceted reality that we're in. But those individuals that are misled will come back and they will come to their senses. They will realize that whatever they thought was real is not. And may that be as least painful experience as it can be for them. And for me, as I wake up to the lies I tell myself, because like, it's kind of how we survive. So those individuals will come back and they will be even more powerful. And some of us, let's say if you were raised in a really deep religion, maybe you were raised in a cult, maybe you were abused as a child. I love you. We're all here together. You were strong enough to take this on, and you are somehow immune to the indoctrination. Okay? So if you are immune to the indoctrination, you may find this time very upsetting because you've worked your whole damn life since the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, the 80s, maybe the 90s, to get yourself out of that hole of having been abused, of having been indoctrinated. And now you see many people choosing to simply go with something that feels like they're not checking in. It's like, you're not checking your intuition, are you? I'm not trying to be judgmental here, okay? But that can be very painful and triggering. But stay out. Keep standing for what you believe in. And remember, don't fight. This isn't about fighting. This is about love. You can do this. And you will be given so many gifts for standing up for what you believe. And they don't come right up front, okay? It actually looks, if you look to the interface that we're living in, this perceptual awareness we have of other people, of society, of like news and Facebook and Instagram, we rely on people to give us feedback, these mirrors. And it's not always going to feel like we're doing the right thing. It's going to actually feel like we're doing the wrong thing when we challenge the status quo. And the status quo, as we've already explored, may be defined by very few people who happen to be very influential over that group that is more concerned and more fearful. Because when people are in that state, they are more likely to give away their power to something. I am more likely to give my power away to something. If there's someone with a weapon near me and I see a police officer, I'm like, is that guy going to protect me? Like, please. That's my power. I'm abdicating. And maybe that's a smart decision because I don't own a gun or know how to use one. But this is just an example. Do not fight. Try to make it about love. And that's the message for this moon, because this moon is just setting us up. Okay. This is a setup. Watch out. We're being blasted with so much, it's disorienting information right now. And over the next 6 to 7 days, if we go out to 10 days, Jupiter is changing signs back into Pisces. Okay, we will unify as a globe, and those who seek to keep you in fear, they know this is coming. They're not stupid. They're very smart. Kudos, they're doing a great job. But as this unification occurs, you need to be very strong in what you feel. You need to be very strong in what you believe, because that is the piece that you will send out to the environment. You will send out to the collective consciousness. Okay? So now is not the time to falter. Now is the time to remain strong. Now is the time to believe in yourself and to allow others to believe in what they believe in, because the collective future is undecided. We as individuals will be victorious. We will merge back with our source. Lifetimes, or maybe years, or maybe minutes from now. I don't fucking know. There's no timeline for healing. But as Jupiter moves into Pisces on the 28th, there will be a coming together of beliefs and a sense of faith. I am source, I am sovereign, I am free. Thank you, Kim. And we'll put that into the air, because there'll be plenty of other people putting other things in. Okay. Not my business. They get to do what they want. Everybody gets to vote. This is fair voting on energy. Other elections, I don't know if that's fair. There's a lot of weird shit going on in the world. Shake that off. I don't need that. But we have the final Saturn-Uranus exactitude on the 23rd. We have Venus that is going into retrograde. It's really already there, the shadow, but tomorrow it's going to just, it's going to stand still, and it's hanging out with Pluto. It's like, this is deep, okay? This shit is, it's like, hello? Everybody okay? Hello? Who's on the phone? But the ancestors are ready, okay? All the beings that have passed on, they had wonderful lives. Let us celebrate them. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. They're watching now, and they're like, that motherfucker. They're looking at me. They're like, that motherfucker made it. He's the last. He's kind of like the last one in this like this tower we built. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, man, he sure is hiking and on that phone a lot. But they know what they've invested, and they're okay with that. There's no guilt. There's no shame. There's no you should be doing this, should be doing that. They hold a very specific support for you, and they're moving forward now. They're done. The past was beautiful. You may have had lifetimes that were so precious. You had a big family, you celebrated, you played music, you drank wine, and it's just a beautiful life. But this one is a little bit different. We're getting into the space age here, okay? We're getting into a new place. And all of that love and energy that was held in those moments, and the karma as well. So make peace with people. Okay, make peace with people. You love them. Trust me. All this hatred, it's just love. It's confused, it's conflicted. There's energy blockages. You don't remember the things. Just pray. Pray for forgiveness. Grace. Kuan Yin, reach down and offer me grace. Mother Mary, support me, surround me. And call the fairies in. Make it playful. Keep your lightheartedness. But they are there with you, and they're moving forward. Okay, so you need to move forward with them. And there might be some decisions you have to make, and that's okay. You can pray for guidance. You can sit on a fence, but the fence might just fall over. So, be smart and know that this is a crucial time. Tune into your higher calling. And that doesn't mean like you're transcending reality. You're a multidimensional being. Like you're an earthling. You're an earth being. You're a human right now. Okay. I don't care if you're a walk-in. You feel like you were on Arcturus 8 hours ago. You're here and you're part of it. You're part of the mess, the beautiful mess. Live with humility. Okay. Just live with humility. You can do it. It's hard. It kills the ego. Crushes it. And just be around people. That might go against some common themes right now, but smile at people, hug them, kiss them. Do what feels right. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But challenge what you're being told. All right. You think people are going to tell you what you need to know? Why the fuck would they do that? It doesn't benefit them at all. The blind lead the blind, because the people who can see don't need guidance. And the people who can see don't want to lead anybody. They want to teach you how to see. So if you see people that are saying, I know the way, that person doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they're looking for you to follow, to validate what they think is right. I mean, that could have been the whole video right there. Final notes. Let's see. So over the next 10 days, hold your ground. Just watch the whole thing unfold. It's a story. It really is a story. Stories, tales, lies, and exaggerations. I believe that was an album that Bradley Noel put out before he was doing stuff with Sublime. I thought that was a very good way of explaining the ego. Stories, tales, lies, and exaggerations. That's what the ego does. And it's fun. This is how we unfold. This is where all drama comes from, all movies, all films, all books. And that's okay. Beautiful. Have fun. But when there's serious shit that bothers you, gets in your way, causes you to fight with people you love. That's not going to serve you. That's going to hurt people. There's some important shit going down. This is karmic times. The karmic times with James. But I think that would be it for now. I want to say that everyone who follows, likes, shares, comments, much appreciated. If we've never met in person, just know that you're still with me. I'm with you. It's all good. All right. And whatever challenges you're facing right now feel really intense. And that's fine. Keep rolling with it. It's going to be good. If you need to be around people that challenge you, just remember to keep it on love. You can do this, and we're all here for you. So I want you to pull in all that big energy you have. Pull it into your heart. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Let's do another one. And then a third one. Deep breath into your heart. And just let your heart melt into your body, every cell. And that's the space you walk with. And I thank you for being here, brothers, sisters, however you identify. I respect you. I honor you. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you very soon. Have a beautiful evening and happy full moon.